Guys, my name is Robin Boudreaux. I am a small business. So I graduated from Lamar State College Orange. I got my associate's degree, and then I came over to Lamar University, where I became a student here in marketing. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I knew that I wanted to deal with people, and I love my community. I love Beaumont, and so as I was going through school, trying to figure out what I was actually going to do, I entered in the Lamar Small Business Development Center's Big Idea Challenge. And so my big idea, I don't know necessarily if it was a big idea or not, but when I presented it to the community, it's a great opportunity. What do you guys want? Your degree, what are you going to school for? Management, marketing? Marketing?
MIS.
Is that techie stuff?
Yeah.
Well, marketing is exactly what you're doing for yourself on LinkedIn. Okay, so I knew that I liked people, I knew that I loved my community, I knew that I was a walking billboard for anything that I was passionate about. Like marketing, your job is to talk to people. If you don't like to talk to people, don't go into marketing, because that's all you do all day is network. You want to tell people about what you're passionate about, what you love. And what I love to do is to help others promote themselves, whether it be a small business. Social media is very important in marketing today. I work for Oxford City Football Club as well. We have a home base in England, so it's a soccer's huge in England. So we have a home base in England, and now they've chosen Ford Park as their home base for here in America, so now we're global. Well, how did they find me? LinkedIn. That's where all my credibility came from. I met them at a Chamber of Commerce meeting. Do you guys know what a Chamber of Commerce is? No? Better Business Bureau? Heard of that? Okay, so the Chamber of Commerce, this is just a little introductory to how you can use LinkedIn to benefit you. So I'm kind of building up to that. The Chamber of Commerce is, the one we have here is called the Greater Beaumont Chamber of Commerce. So you don't have to be just Beaumont, you can be a surrounding city. So what they do is you become a member of that, and it's like the good business people. People that you want to do business with. They're not going to accept just anybody into this. And so getting involved with them, then my credibility on LinkedIn came into play. Because on LinkedIn, this is now the 21st century resume. Paper resumes are important, but this allows you to connect with people that you meet. Like at the Small Business Challenge, you're dealing with community members. Get their business card. First thing you do is add them on LinkedIn. That's a follow-up. So, say you meet somebody wants to buy your product, you get their card. You know how many business cards I get when I go to an event? Like 20. That's free email marketing material. Each time you get a business card, if you don't have an app, scan it in there. Because the other day I put all my business cards in a big cup, huge like nature's cup. Spread them all out on the floor, and it took me about 2.5 hours to input all of my business cards into my device. But now on my phone, I have every single contact that I've ever made. So that allows you to say, oh, hey, guess what? I know this person. Here's their information. Just a tip. Okay. LinkedIn. 21st century resume. That's all I can say about it. It's used globally. That's what people don't understand. They say, oh, I have a LinkedIn profile, but nobody in Beaumont really uses LinkedIn. Lie. I found my biggest client, he reached out to me on LinkedIn. He messaged me directly through LinkedIn. I'd never communicated with him before, but people that knew me from these networking events said, hey, go check her out. Because when you search LinkedIn on social media, I come up. So there's several different things that you use in your LinkedIn profile to get a better profile. It's like SEO for LinkedIn, using keywords. I'll show y'all some examples of what not to do with your profile picture, and also a way to utilize those networking contacts that you make to follow up with LinkedIn, so that you can all have it together. LinkedIn.com, obviously. Does anybody in here have a LinkedIn? Cool. Good job. Congratulations. This is the first step and you've already completed it. If you're a student, you still need a LinkedIn profile. I think that it's very important for you. People say, oh, well, when I get out of school, I'm not going to have a job. Well, you haven't been doing anything except sticking your nose in a book for 4 years or 6 years or how much ever. You use those contacts that you build up along the way and the jobs that you have to build credibility. Like, what's a job that you guys have had?
Sprint.
Sprint? Okay. So taking your experience at Sprint and translating it into words that are appealing, like verbs, you managed, you authorized. So these are steps that you take with the LinkedIn profile to transform, oh, I worked at Sprint, to I did this and this and that, and I opened the shop and I was on time. Oh my gosh. Seriously. Hold on. What did that even say? We need to verify you're not a robot.
1 to 1.
Oh, I was like, man, I specifically wrote down my username and password so that wouldn't happen. Okay, first of all, email address. That was, when I created this profile, I hadn't yet created robinboudreaux@yahoo.com is fine, but I'll tell you that in the business world, Yahoo is outdated. It's kind of like using snail mail or a fax machine, you know? So if your email address is babygirldancer@21 or AOL, switch to Gmail. Switch to Gmail. Google is life. Google Drive. Anybody have a Gmail account? Good for you, good for you, good for all of you. Okay, so that is another important tool is your email address. Because if you have an email address that's childish, you're going to be looked at as a child. So make it your name, mostly your name, so that people don't get confused. They're not going to know you as Dancer91. Okay, so first of all, profile picture. I suggest, there's a lot of people that have decent cameras. You have a good camera on your phone, I'm sure. Get behind a blank background. You don't want anything distracting. And people, I've seen husband and wives in their default picture. I've seen people's dogs. I mean, when a person in a profession reaches out to you, they want to know who you are right when they look at it. They don't want to have to determine if you're the boy or the girl or the dog or whatever. Okay, so that's very important. This cover photo, they just added this. And so today I put one on there. This is just a cover photo that I pulled. Number one, what is wrong with it, and I'm willing to admit this, is it's not formatted correctly. You see what I'm talking about? See how you can't see all the wording? So what I need to do is to go and resize it to the dimensions that it gives me, because it makes me look unprofessional. Which I'm willing to point out my own flaws, because when I logged on, all of a sudden it's changing every day. That's why it's very important to log in frequently. You want to at least update once a week, so that people know that you're in there and you're checking it out. This is where you have requests for people to connect with you. Okay. Number one, be careful of who you accept as a connection, because that is a personal reference. It is taken very seriously. Like if you requested me, okay, now I've met you one time, I have no reason to believe that you're a bad student. But I'm not going to endorse somebody or give them my personal word because that's my word. If I recommend you for something and you do a bad job at that job, that looks bad on me and my ability to refer someone. So, like this girl. Who is this? This is like public information, so it's not like okay, let's see who she is. She's from Austin, Monica. I'm looking over her profile because even though I may not know her, I may have common connections with her, but I also want to check out her profile. Is she going to have anything to offer me in the future? And we'll check out her profile to see if she's doing things right. Not really too crazy about this picture here. She's got a hat on, she's got sunglasses. If I saw her in public, I wouldn't know who she was. If you're in the witness protection program and you need a LinkedIn profile, maybe it's a different story. But as you can see, you can't tell who she is. Okay. So, her career profile, highly skilled, results-driven, professional, whose progressive leadership skills, creative passion for achievement. I actually like this. See how she used verbs? She's creating a mental picture for you. She's engaging you with it. Instead of, I am motivated, I am willing to be a part of your company. She's being a little bit more festive with her words, and I like that. So I'm going to go ahead and accept her because I can tell that she's a real person. I used to live in Austin, so there's a chance that we have common connections. So I'm going to go ahead and accept her invitation. Now, LinkedIn, they have like a pro version, which allows you to directly email people and whatnot. I'm not in the position in my life where I want to commit $9.99 a month or whatnot to LinkedIn. But as I get more developed in business, I may want to invest in that. Number one, have a profile picture. Because I want to be able to know who you are. It's number one thing. Okay. I'm just going to scroll through here so that you guys can, I'm not going to dog anybody on here, but just look at the profile pictures and see if you see any, because I like to scroll through here sometimes and see like the things that I find. I guess a selfie isn't at all terrible, but can you get somebody to take your picture? Like, hey, I'm standing by a blank wall. Can you grab my picture real quick? See? Come on. I know these people. Who are you, Dusty? Are you the girl or are you the guy? Okay, so for the most part, we got some good things going on. It's illegal to ask people in an interview, like if you have children, right? Well, obviously, he wants his employer to know that. If he's tied down, he can't go nowhere, he got a baby. You never want to reveal your personal information, in my opinion, right there. Because that's something that people are going to consider, even though they say they don't. If I'm going to interview for a traveling position and I know that you have 2 kids, I'm going to know that you're going to be wanting home on holidays, off on weekends. After 5 is not good for you. So those are things that I would consider as an employer right off the bat. Okay, so keeping your information current. I am an all-star. My profile is an all-star. You know why? Because I took the time. This is a recent entry, okay? This is where I would want to go into more depth. This is a new position that I've recently obtained, so I haven't had much ability to define my terms, what I'm achieving there. I know what I want to achieve, but this is a growing position, so that's why it says present. I'm still gathering information. I'm still growing with this company. So I'm going to explain who the company is. Oxford City Football Club of Texas, located in Beaumont, Texas, is a professional soccer team in the major Arena Soccer League. So when you list, Sprint, I worked for Sprint. If it was a corporate store, that kind of makes a difference. If it was a, the other kind?
Retail.
Yeah, a retail store. Describing who the company is, their credibility, and also if it's a big company and you did work for corporate Sprint, tag them. You can tag corporations. I can tag that I worked at Ultimate Connections so that if someday in the marketing, in the like recruiting or management, if they're looking through their people on their LinkedIn account that say that they work for them, and you have a good profile, they're going to say, oh, guess what? This guy, he's been doing a lot of work, and, he's doing so good on his LinkedIn profile. What if we lose him to another company? He's doing a pretty good job for us. We're going to consider him for a promotion because he took the time to fill out his LinkedIn profile. Corporate people are not in Beaumont, Texas. Well, there are corporate people, but when you want to grow in a big chain like that, you have to think outside of Beaumont, Texas. Because generally speaking, we are a little bit technologically behind schedule. So big cities where bigger dollars are, potentially, by just filling out your profile. Make it lengthy. It's okay. A resume, when you print it out, 1-pager, 2-pager. Because nobody's going to sit there and take the time. But what these people do that are looking at this, they're not always at their desk with a piece of paper. They're at their computer, they're at their phone, their tablet. So this is an application you can download on your phone, on your tablet, easily accessible wherever you go. So that allows it to be more convenient for whoever is looking at it. So Oxford City Football Club is our corporate office. I very much want to grow with this company. We own 6 professional sports teams. So I want the people that are in the marketing department to know, hey, I'm here, I'm in Beaumont, I work for y'all, I'm really excited. Look at all what my credentials are. I know you have no idea who I am, but look at who's endorsed me. So now this links to their, like I was talking about tagging Sprint, this links to their profile. Okay, so, and it also explains how you're connected. So this is one of our soccer players, this is our CEO, and then these other 2 people, I don't know, but they're a third connection. A first connection is somebody that you've done business with, that you know personally, or you know their email address. Because when you add somebody on LinkedIn, have you ever had it say, like, what's their email address, or, and it's not allows you? It's because they don't want you just going and adding everybody, like, oh, there's a CEO of that, I'm going to add him. Well, if you don't have the connections in common or his email address, then you're not going to be able to gain contact with him. Can you edit that out?
Yeah.
No, I think you should leave it. Okay. So we covered profile picture, how this should be. You can go in Paint. I'm not a graphic designer. I don't even like using the computer at all. I like writing pen and paper, which is funny because I'm all about social media. But having somebody go over this for me makes me look that I know what I'm doing, first of all. Second of all, that's the first thing that you see. So incorporating something in this, either what you do or what you like to do, keeping it professional. Okay, so these, if you're in an organization here at school, that is very important for you to list. If you're a volunteer, if you, whatever it is that you do, whatever it is that you're a part of, most likely has some sort of valuable asset. If you were a Boy Scout, if you're a Girl Scout, if you were on the, it even goes back far enough into high school. Because if you're showing that you're continually growing, like I started in 6th grade in student council, okay? Then when I got to high school, I was in several different organizations, and I was the president of two at the same time. Then when I went to Lamar State College Orange, I was in student government. Then I became the Texas State University System Advisory Board, which Texas State University System, for y'all who don't know, is Texas State, us, Lamar Orange, Lamar Port Arthur, and several other schools. So I became on the student advisory board. So they can see the gradual growth that I am continuing to be in leadership, and it's not going to stop just because I'm not in school anymore. There's definitely growth with the Chamber of Commerce, the Better Business Bureau. These are skills that I've obtained through these organizations, through these different roles that I've had. Leadership is very important. Being able to communicate is very important. So when I tell them that I'm the head hostess of Papacitos, have you ever been to Papacitos? Anybody? In Austin, perhaps? Okay. 4-hour waits. 4-hour waits after UT football games. I was the head hostess. I ran that restaurant. I was at the host stand. I had about 6 girls that worked with me. We were a team. I had to make sure that all the tables, you got call ahead seating. You have people that come in, like Colt McCoy, you don't even know who it is, but you have to be ready because these people want special accommodations. And you're dealing with customers all at the same time. So when people say they're just a hostess, you're just a hostess? Okay, I understand that at a regular restaurant, but people know when you go to a Papa's restaurant, you know you're going to get good quality, right? Papados, Papacitos, Papa's Barbecue, all of these things. They've established a reputation for themselves. So the fact that I worked for a big corporation shows that they were also able to recognize my skills. Student director of civic engagement, that definitely is a building block. If you participate with the school in any way, participate in any challenges or events, that even though I didn't win the Small Business Development Center's Big Idea Challenge, I still gained connections. I shook hands with people, and they were able to put me in contact with future clients, and one of them ended up being my client. So taking that time on your Saturday, if you're passionate about something, show that you're passionate about it, which comes in your description. Okay, so I'm a volleyball coach of the Salvation Army Boys and Girls Club. I'd say that it's really important to volunteer. Take the time, take an hour a week, go to the food bank, come down to Salvation Army Boys and Girls Club. I'll show you some kids to work with, you know. I'm actually working right now with the Salvation Army Boys and Girls Club. We're in the middle of a capital campaign. So basically, they single-handedly asked me to raise $2 million. Okay? Guess what I'm going to do? Go straight to my LinkedIn account and see who's a business owner. See who I can get in contact with. Because it's not about, you may know these people, like your first connections, you know them, but their second connections, their first connections, are also now your connections. So you can kind of see how LinkedIn is a web, not only globally, but you're connecting not only with your connections, but their connections as well. So it grows exponentially. Okay. Young Creators for Downtown Revitalization is a group that is dedicated to revitalizing downtown. We know it's a long stretch. We know it's a long haul. But guess what? Believe it or not, Beaumont is about to boom. We got things going on. We're developing riverfront property. Here at Lamar, y'all are getting a new college, honor college. Okay. Yes. We're getting recognized. People are noticing that Beaumont is big. Oxford City would have not picked a place to build a professional sports team. We have the second best player in England. Hardly any of our players, we have several local that they've asked to come onto the team, but they're a global, they plan big things for Beaumont. So, That's just my little spill about Beaumont. Sorry, I get really excited. Stay here when you graduate. Because you know what? We graduate students here, and then they go away. And then mean things are said about us on the media, which aren't true. We have a lot of graduates coming from this school. Guess what? They're going back to where they came from. So spend your dollars locally. That's all I got to say. So here are my talents. Customer service. What are some other things that you, like, what is one of your jobs that you've had in the past? Any jobs?
Yeah, Ross.
Ross? Okay. So you collected inventory? What are some verbs that you think you would be able to use? Like, were you a cashier? Did you have to manage a drawer? Okay. Simple things like counting, anything to do with counting money, anything to do with balancing, anything to do with customers, inventory. All of those things are skills that people can say, you know what, every time I went to Ross, she was really nice to me, and she helped me. She knew what she was talking about. And your manager, you counted your drawer, and it was right every time. That shows that they can trust you, especially if your manager's on LinkedIn and they endorse you. That's like, yay. Endorsements are professional high fives. So, how do you get these? You just believe you're good at it. Event planning. Nobody said, hey, you're good at event planning, but I know that I can plan an event. Show me one. These people have said, hey, guess what? She's good at it. But the more the people endorse you, the better. Which I'm actually doing pretty good with the amount of numbers. I know it doesn't look like a lot, but compared to like some of the local people, they don't, the like local big guys, they only have like 50, so I feel like I'm doing okay. But encourage people. Post on your wall. Say, hey, I'd appreciate it if you go and endorse me. Because it looks very good for somebody that you worked for to go on here and give you a personal voucher. Don't go endorsing everybody. Don't do it. If you don't know that they are actually good at blogging, if you don't know that they're actually good at email marketing, don't do it. That's like saying, hey, I know you. She's good. Hire her. It's my word. Oh, she didn't do a good job? I endorsed her? Next time you ask me for a reference, it might not be as credible. So, that's why I said be careful of who you accept. Be careful of who you endorse. Be careful of what you put down. Because what's a program that you use in your MIS degree?
Oh, uses SAP, that Weaver.
Yes, that one. If I was to put that down, nope, I would be lying. And guess what? If I go to a job, they looked at my LinkedIn profile, which is the first place they're probably going to go, or they should. You said that you knew SAP, but we put you on the job and you don't know how to do it. Liar! That's automatically setting you up for failure in a company because you said you could do something and they banked on that. So, don't accept people you don't know. Don't endorse people that you don't know if they're really good at it or not. Ask people, reach out to them, say, hey, boss, you got a few minutes? Will you go on LinkedIn and just like endorse me a couple of times because I really appreciate the fact that you're taking your time to say that I'm good at something. This is a reference, a professional way that they can go and they can click on. Let's pick a good one. Okay. Oh. So if he endorsed me for this, they can say, okay, Well, he endorsed her. Who is he? What are his credentials? What makes his word valuable? So it's you can learn a lot about somebody and who all that they know. So if you're approaching a client and you want to know who all that they know, because for instance, he knows that I do Facebook. Okay, so if I go to somebody that's in his connections, I don't know them, and I say, hey, guess what? I saw on LinkedIn that you know Earl, and if you need a reference, why don't you give him a call? That's a key shoe-in to the door. Utilize this as a tool for professional networking. It's not just a page. It is your virtual image. Be careful what you post on social media from today on and the rest of your life if you ever want a career. Sorry, not sorry. Don't have any alcohol in any pictures, and be very careful because things are getting... When you go to a job, that's one of the first things they do. And guess what? Sometimes they don't hire people because they don't like the way that they're presenting themselves. If I'm going to hire you, you represent my company. I know Earl. Look at the guy. He's in a tie, you know what I'm saying? He's happy. Who else? All right, let's do one more check on this guy. Anybody know this guy? He looks pretty credible, but I don't think I have any common connections with him. So I'm going to go with a no, because he's a third connection. That means I know somebody that knows him. He's probably a creeper. I don't see anything. Experience in digital marketing. But see how I go, look. I look who they are, who they're working for, what they've done, just to check them out. Because, I mean, it's a connection. A connection is a connection. But I don't know him. And then they only have one employee on LinkedIn. So is this like his own company? Is he reaching out to me? What's up?
So why is it bad for you to, like if you don't know somebody, like, you know what I mean? How you said don't accept.
I would just be very leery. Like if it's somebody from, they can still contact you. But as far as, I just want to make sure that he's not a creep or a robot or, yeah, scam.
So is everyone's profile on LinkedIn already like private until you accept them? Is that how it goes?
Let's look at my settings.
I think I've seen it on the profile.
I don't know what I'm drawing a blank. You can edit your settings, but why would you want it private? I mean, I can understand, but I want everybody to know what I do. So, I apologize that I can't find the settings at the moment.
I can back there
Where?
on the same page.
What?
Same page.
Uh-huh.
Scroll it on.
Customize visibility. Okay, here we go. Select who can see your list of connections. No, people will still be able to see connections who endorse you and connections they share with you. don't want your endorsements visible, just choose to opt out. I want everybody to see it. So this is where, thank you friend, you can go and see who can view and who can't. I don't want everybody to be able to contact me pretty much at any time, so I'm going to leave it wide open. Okay, also a cool thing is when this lady reached out to me, somebody from LA wanted to get in touch with somebody in the student services office, and they had searched LinkedIn for Lamar Student Services, and they found me and they reached out to me. I worked there like a year ago, but now she's an awesome connection because she promotes artists. I promote artists. She promotes artists in California. I know artists in California. How weird is that? Just kind of goes to show an example of how it works way beyond Beaumont, Texas. This was such an awesome feeling that somebody looked for social media and they found me and they reached out to me saying, hey, can you meet with me? I see that you got all these endorsements and I'm excited. Let's do some social media. Collision and Classics. Heard of them? That's who it is. I'm excited because he knows people that know me. He didn't know me, but he got a good reference. Any questions? Keep it professional. Ask people to endorse you. Don't endorse anybody. You don't know they can do it. It's your credibility. Networking yourself. Yes, ma'am.
So it's good not to accept like family members. So you want to just say professional, right?
Unless they have a credible reason besides being your mother.
Okay. But they can benefit you.
Right. Mm-hmm. But I mean, having them as a connection, just showing that, like if your mom is a supervisor or whatever, or if she works someplace else. I mean, if her profile is developed, you know what I'm saying? If it's not just like, oh, I'm her mom. I endorse her. I love her. She's so good. No. But I mean, you see what I'm saying? As long as they have something to offer. But I mean, I don't know. Well, my sister's on LinkedIn. She has a business.
Okay. And once you're somebody's friend, it's no way like you accidentally accepted their invitation. There's no way you can like block them.
Yeah, you can like
Okay.
you can do that. Just like Facebook, you can unfriend. I think I forgot to show you on this section. This is where you can post like a Facebook wall. Also, which I thought was pretty, it makes you feel good. When I added my new job, it tells everybody that I got a new job. Congratulations on your new job. Doesn't that make me feel good? Now, these people know that I work there. They didn't know I worked there before, but now Scott Miller at Channel 12, he knows I work there. So, chances are, if I need some coverage, I call him, he already knows I work there. I don't have to update him. It's professional Facebook. I'm not putting on there that I'm going to Starbucks today. I'm putting on there that I'm working on growing with Oxford City. Any development classes that you take, like if you take a seminar on whatever, write it down. Make sure that you have a list of pretty much everything that you do that has anything to do with what you want to do. And you can search for jobs on here. I know I didn't really go in much to that, but this is just supposed to be LinkedIn basics. How to use LinkedIn to market yourself. I appreciate everyone coming today. I'd love to come back and do another one. Maybe we can cover something else. Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you show an example of a good profile for a student?
Yeah. Let's look. Rebecca.
Mine's not like updated at all.
Let's check it out. It's pretty reliable. Okay. Anybody know Alex? represent. Okay, so look at his profile picture. Like, that's acceptable. He's funny. He's repping LU. I'm okay with this profile picture. So, see how his profile is developed? And if you're not good at writing, get somebody to help you. That's okay. Make sure that you are using the right words, using correct English. Never use to or you. I don't know if I had to say that, but I'm just saying it because you never know. So, student directors are responsible for assisting the director of student development and leadership with the implementation of student organization, leadership services, multicultural program, and welcome week events. He's not just a student director. Wow, he knows how to do all that? Okay, so he's an account manager. Guess what? He may or may not have just sold copiers. That's a lot better than saying I just sold copiers. This is a lot better just saying than, oh, I worked in the student center. Actually, he worked for Dr. Lambert in student activities with Ashley Spice Reynolds. And your teachers, great references. Be nice to your teachers. They're good references. Be nice to the staff. They're good references. They've been here a while. You know, they know people. That's why I was always nice to the cafeteria ladies. They always gave me extra food. They were so nice. I hated people that were mean to cafeteria ladies. Treat everybody the same. That's just my spill on that. But this is a student profile. Even if you just go to school. Say that you just go to school. I'm a full-time student. I'm dedicated. Or your grades better match up. If you're a full-time student, you better be producing some A's. Or B's, at least. Sorry. Go to the STAR Center. Right? Get help. Go to tutoring. It's free. Because you're showing them that if you're a full-time student, which is what is expected if you're going 12 hours, right? You're fully dedicating yourself. And your GPA should result in showing that you're dedicating your full time. If you, like me for instance, nobody asks what my GPA is because they know that I went to school and learned what I needed to know, and now I'm out here in the community, and I also worked. But if you're going into one of those fields that's competitive for GPA, then you want to make sure that you have a transcript to prove it. But if they know that you worked, that's respect. They're like, man, you finished your degree, or you went to school and you worked at the same time, and you learned the skills you need to know. So as a student, if you're a student, say that you're dedicated to your work. Do some volunteering. Food bank, every Friday. Well, give a civic engagement. They'll help you out. Do a couple volunteer hours. Guess what? There's people in the community that go there. You shake their hand. Tell them who you are. You're just a student. You're going to graduate in a year. Hey, get my number. In a year, give me a call. I'll help you out. You never know. You never know. Did that answer your question? If you're involved in any organization, Greek, if you play recreational football, guess what? You learn dedication, you learn teamwork, responsibility. I mean, it's all about just making it sound good. Because everything contributes to your success as a human being, who you want to be. Be who you want to be. And don't be fake.
Just like a broader resume.
Because when you're looking at a piece of paper, it doesn't really tell you much. You know, it does, but also people don't carry a lot of paperwork these days. Because then you have to carry a briefcase, and you have to remind yourself to get it and bring it here. So now everything's virtual. So get a Gmail. If you get a LinkedIn account, make sure you have a proper picture. Fully develop your profile. I forgot, what was your question?
No, it wasn't a question. I was just saying in general that
more you can say, the better. Just make sure it's not repetitive. Try to use some spicy language, some verbs. If you're not good at writing, get somebody to help you. That's another point I wanted to make. I'm sure she's a great writer. Oh, if you did UIL in high school, that's another good thing. But if you were in band, athletics, those are good things. Shows teamwork, dedication, school spirit, that you believed in something, that you showed up to practice. I didn't do much sports, but I was in UIL and student government, so I didn't think they were important then, but they are. So say what you got to say and tell them who you are. They want to do business with real people. Get your passport credit. Thanks for coming.